Greetings, my fellow servants of the God Emperor. It's the Ash Heritor. Welcome back to Rogue Trader. So, to quickly go over some of the things that I did off-screen. I did a bit of more respecking, and I decided, okay, this time I'm not going to do another respecking episode, though this was easily as extensive as the last one. So what I'm just going to do is quickly go over what has changed. And I don't think I'm going to offer as much explanation for my thought processes this time, but I'm just gonna kind of go over stuff and let you guys see it for yourselves. So first thing, I did respec Cyrene. I wanted her to actually be a little bit more of a grand strategist. So just kind of quickly going through, we can check the archetype things that she got here. So I'm just gonna run through so that you guys can observe the different bonuses we have without wasting too much time here on any of it. So basically, I wanted to use a little bit more of her grand strategist stuff. So I did spec her to be, I mean, she's still mostly a Psyker, but I took away some of her combat abilities. I mean, they weren't very good, let's be real. And focused a little bit more on her ability to support allies. So, of course, we have our Grand Strategist levels here, which I did actually take some talents for. Of course, we're still taking Psyker talents, because they're pretty good. But Grand Strategist is actually kind of cool. I've been playing around with it with another character, or I did play around with it with another character in another playthrough a while back, and liked it a fair bit better than I did initially. Also, you know, when I built Cyrene the first time around, it was she was purely a Psyker. So we didn't really go into the Grand Strategist stuff for her all that much. Sorry, I'll go over equipment-wise. I did give her the Arch Strategist visor. Part of that decision was because it looks cool. So we have a lot of the same stuff. A couple of different things here, though, so yeah. And then you can see the consumables. I did give her one of the Pollen of the Unreal, because that looks kind of fun. Marazai, I haven't touched, except for equipment. So, of course, we did get the Saboteur's Helm, so he's got that now. I don't care if there's better things. He's wearing this because it looks awesome. Still with the Armor of Despair, and I do have him with the Deadshot Splinter Rifle. I think, was that you, Pavel, that recommended this? So we're going to try this out. I reckon he's still going to be good with some of the other stuff as well, so, like, we could drop a Dark Lance on him, if need be, although this doesn't do burn damage, maybe? I don't know, maybe it does. These attacks here, they don't really say, like, this doesn't say it does toxic damage. It says toxic shot, so one could assume that it does toxin damage. It's just like some of the other weapons deliberately say when they do that, so I guess this just by default does toxin damage? I don't know, though. I'm assuming it does. Yeah, we have him with the Bloodseeker's Clave and all this stuff. We gave him the Shadow Field. That makes sense. That was his item. And, yeah. Irliet got a respec. This might be controversial. That's okay. She's very good, as she was. I don't think she needed a respec. However, I want somebody to be a bounty hunter, so I've made Irliet a bounty hunter. Guess we'll see if that's effective. Otherwise, I would be more than happy to respec her back. So we're gonna quickly go through her wheel here, to just check all of the things that she's got. The first tier archetype, I don't think I changed all that much from what she had baseline, maybe a couple of minor abilities. But, yeah, I wanted her to have a little bit more, perception, of course. And, of course, a bit of, intelligence as well. So, well, that's good. Now, Bounty Hunter is fun. I'm playing that as my, main on my, other Rogue Trader that I'm been running in the shadows. Don't worry, I haven't gotten farther with her than this playthrough, and I've been ignoring the DLC stuff, so I don't know what's going on with any of that. But I found Bounty Hunter is actually pretty fun. even with a sniper character. Because there's a couple of abilities that really work with that pretty well. The ultimate is definitely better with a higher rate of fire weapon. But, you know, you don't have to use her ultimate. There's always dismantling strike. That's pretty good. So we're going through here. Some nice bounty hunter abilities, and then her exemplar stuff, we got her masterful precision, because, I mean, just 18% flat damage. Is she going to do as much damage as she did before as an assassin? Probably not. It's probably going to be less effective. But effective doesn't necessarily mean fun for me. Like, most of the time with her, it's just cycle through the same abilities, press button, target dies, which, I don't know, it feels to me like it's not that engaging. So hopefully this is going to make her a little bit more engaging to play. So, did I give her any new equipment? I don't think I actually gave Irliet any new equipment. So I don't think we need to look at that. Jai, of course, got some new stuff. She is a master tactician. She's a pretty good master tactician. I've, you know, master tactician using fellowship. She's got a lot of that. Lots of things that can be done there. So, of course, we went down the usual officer wheel with her, which is all fairly basic stuff that you would expect with her. I did get some of the other officer abilities, particularly ones that revolve around momentum, or you'll see that's kind of going to be her thing here, is generating momentum and resolve, which is kind of cool. Then you can cycle through those ultimate abilities a lot more frequently, because I realize the way how I've been playing, we don't actually see too many ultimate abilities get used. It's like maybe 1 or 2 per battle. During some of the longer battles where we do quite well, maybe we see like 3, and then there's of course desperate measures that get used, but we don't actually use all that many ultimates. So as for what I have with her, I did give her some new equipment here. So we have her with the Spinner's Breastplate, Splinter Pistol, Desolation Blast Pistol. I gave her the Pitch Black Desolator for now. Again, I'm going to probably swap this weapon around between her and Marazai. And a lot of this stuff is similar to what she had, but yeah, a bit more focused on the leadership front. Also, this armor looks pretty cool on her. What can I say? So, Pascal has been respec'd as well. He is also going to be a master, or a grand strategist, because, indeed, as you guys pointed out, the Fellowship being pretty instrumental in Master Tactician meant that he actually wasn't very well suited to be a Master Tactician. And he's definitely more suited as a Grand Strategist, because while Grand Strategist does use Fellowship, it also uses Intelligence. So if you have good in one, you're usually good. Obviously, if you have good in both, it's even better. But I think this is going to be just fine, because we have Cyrene, who is very much focused around just using the one ability, Combat Locus, which is all about dropping one combat tactics area and making that one super good while not having the other two. He's going to be, Pascal's going to be a bit more well-rounded and a bit more focused towards supporting the back and rear lines. So we're going to take a look at his abilities here. The front operative wheel is going to be mostly the same. I don't think there's a whole lot of change here, aside from maybe some stat variations and where I put them. It's, you know, him as an operative is always a good call. It is his base class, and I think his base class is reasonable here. So, we have all that. And then, down into Grand Strategist, you'll see here we actually have a couple of the other abilities. So, like, Overwhelming Stratagem, for example. We've got that. Yeah, I don't necessarily need to go over these things because you can see what they are. So we've got Stronghold Stratagem here. So, a little bit of defensive effects. And I did get him a lot of the passively buffed stratagems abilities, which is pretty cool. Blitz Stratagem will, you know, allow allies to move into the area very easily. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to use him in this way. I think it's going to be a much more engaging playstyle. The Grand Strategist is a very engaging archetype when you actually build it to be a Grand Strategist and not just a buff Psyker like before. Or completely ignore somebody being a Grand Strategist. So, to quickly take a look at his items, I don't know how much changed. I can't remember. I did this last time. We did give him heavy armor now, so he can actually use that. which is to his benefit. We gave him the better plasma gun. He was sitting there with a less good one before, so this one's going to be pretty nice. His int is quite high, so 7% dodge to all allies. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Theodora is now an assassin. I'll quickly go over her gear here at first. This is all fairly basic stuff. Nothing too out of the ordinary for her. And, so we keep her as an operative, of course, so we'll head down the wheel. Visions of Doom. It's a lot of the same Psyker, the baseline Psyker abilities here, so sensory deprivation, and then all the little passive Psyker buffs that, and I guess passive Psyker debuffs that apply to the whole battle. So I didn't give her any operative-specific abilities because I think her with psychic powers are good. You'll also see when we go into the assassin archetype, I just feel like archetypes are a bit wonky for psychers and navigators. Like, I feel like you don't get all that much use out of them, so it's more like, okay, whose passive ability is going to be better? And Theodora can do damage, and as far as I can tell, Aim for the Opening does work in conjunction with psychic powers. It's just the assassin abilities mostly work with weapons. There's some exceptions, like Elusive Shadow, for example, could still be good on her. And I guess we'll see with Exemplar if you actually get some new abilities. Again, I believe you do. Yeah, you get another first-tier archetype ability, and then presumably you'll get another second-tier archetype ability. That's really cool that you can actually come back and get more. Oh, 2 second? Well, that's first or second. Awesome. Awesome. I like that. So we will have access to more abilities. So that's going to be very soon, actually. I didn't hold over this. So Malign Influence here. Get some extra direct damage. And some pretty basic stuff there. Now, moving on. I did respec Abelard. We have 3 Arch-Militants in the party. We don't really need a 4th. Some of you were mentioning, you know, you might want to have a designated tank at some point. And since Abelard was more or less doing what the other ones were doing, but his ranged combat effectiveness just isn't that good, I feel like he was a bit wasted as an Arch-Militant. He certainly did well, because Arch-Militant is, I think, the most powerful of these classes, the second-tier classes. But I also want to explore Vanguard, so he is now a Vanguard. His Warrior Wheel, I'm not even going to go over it, because I don't think anything has changed. However, his Vanguard Wheel is obviously completely new, so we have Defensive Stance with him. Just going to make him a parrying bot here. So loads of parrying type of stuff and counterattacks. We got Bulwark so that he can resist ranged attacks a little bit, and I believe that allows him to provide cover. There's a passive onto it that allows him to provide cover with, I think it's with Bulwark, or maybe Defensive Stance. I don't know. It's with one of those. He basically counts as walking cover, and he is resistant to ranged attacks and all that type of stuff. We then also have Wall of Rockcrete, which is pretty cool. Just temporary wounds. He has other things that stack off of temporary wounds, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Here's the one. Oh, it's with, yeah, it is indeed with Bulwark. Okay. Yeah, counts as full cover for their allies, which is great. So that's going to be pretty fun. I also toyed with the idea of making Ulfar a Vanguard instead, but I figured, you know, he's got really good ranged capabilities, and I'd like to hone in on that a little bit, so we are going to keep that as is. Looking here at Abelard's gear, because we did move some stuff around, he is dual wielding. I don't know if there are shields in the game. There are shields in Warhammer 40k, you know, storm shields and even the, like, Crusader shields. I kind of feel like it's a missed opportunity if they're not in the game. Maybe that's something we'll get in the next DLC, though, because that's going to be an RBT's character. They will absolutely have riot shields, so I reckon that's going to be added with the next DLC, but for now, he's dual-wielding. Yeah, this is the gear that I have for him. Got him with Heart of the Nameless, just extra skills. Got him with the Earthbreaker and the Mars Pattern Power Axe, and of course he still has the Focus Meltagun, and just a couple of, you know, items here. Nothing super build-centric for him, because I don't have too much Vanguard-specific stuff. And of course, if we look through and see some other things, I will happily put some of those new war gear pieces on him. As for Heinrichs, he has undergone numerous revisions, because I don't really know where he fits I don't know what to do with him, because it seems like every way you build him, with an exception of building him as a Psyker, you're kind of running into somebody else's archetype and what they're doing. But I have him here. We'll just quickly go over the major abilities that we have with him. So that's Invigorate and Shield of the Emperor. So we're going very Psyker based here. Warrior, ultimately, not much has changed. We have brought him back as an assassin. So I have him, we'll go through. We got Death Whisper here, and of course more psychic powers to go along with it, and some more psychic buffs here. So we of course have warp speed on him. I do like, I very much enjoyed when he went fast, and he could go fast a few times, and that did win me a couple of battles. So we're going to go with that. I think he might find a use here in this sense. So we don't have too much assassin with him. The only assassin ability we have with him is Death Whisper. So we'll see. Maybe we get another one with the Exemplar. But Light of the Emperor for some extra healing. And then all of this stuff. Psyker Extremis. And to his Exemplar archetype, we have Flesh Wounds. You know, give him a bit of healing potential. And yeah, that's his current business. Looking at his stats here. I should actually quickly go over just all of the base stats of the characters so that you can see that now. So that's all. Should be abundantly visible here. Keep that going. Remember, you guys can just pause if you want to take a closer look. So, Cassia, I also rebuilt her. However, all I did with her was manipulate some of her navigator abilities, so I don't think we need to go into the nitty-gritty details, because I bought almost all of the navigator passives again, and more or less didn't do anything with the actual archetypes that she has. So I did make her a master tactician, because I figured she's going to be doing buffing and that type of stuff a lot, and then every now and then she'll do a massive attack, and with that, you can make use of that with Press the Advantage. So I figure she's better suited as a master tactician than as a what did I have her as before? A Vanguard. So the new abilities that we have is Waking Nightmare and Scourge of the Red Tide. I just think they'd sound cool, so that's what we're going to do. It's a nice area debuff on enemies, and then we have a, you know, create a horrible denial zone. So I think that's going to be pretty fun. And I look forward to giving that a try. Kibella, I didn't touch. That's all still the same. The only difference with her is we gave her some new weapons. So the two-handed sword that she has is just not well scaled for this level. So you get the exact same one when you go into her with the DLC at the second act of the game. So this is a second act sword. So naturally, I've given her Abelard's old power sword, and we have her here with this dueling sword. And aside from that, Face of the Sovereign and some other gear to supplement her. She's pretty good. She's just all in on this Medicae thing here. Ulfar, I didn't touch. He was doing pretty good. However, he does have some new gear. We did give him the new bolt pistol, a new chainsword, and I don't think we gave him a new bolt gun, but a couple of these other things I may have added onto him. No, these are all still there from before. Argenta I didn't touch. There's just some new gear on her as well. So we have that manipulator, and we got the new pistol that I equipped on her. Did I actually give her a new pistol? No, I did not. This is the same one that was there before. There's the new hand flamer, but I don't actually think it's better than the one we currently have. It's different. It's better in some ways, but it's more complementary if you have a melee or a partial melee build. So if you had her as an arch militant that specialized more in, you know, melee and ranged combat, then I think that one would be pretty good. But for now, we don't have that. So that is everything. Those are all of the characters that we have modified. So let's get on with this and actually go to the chapel, because we got all the confessions. So we're going to do that first. And then, I think I want to have a nap and see if anything happens. We can bathe with one of our companions. Where the hell is the chapel? Voidship Shrine. Okay, it's up in the front. Who are we going to bring to the shrine? this sounds like a pretty good team to bring to the shrine. This is our dogmatic team. Right, so I have quickly looked up the puzzle. One of you guys left it in the comments. Ordinarily, I would prefer if you guys didn't just deliberately spell out a puzzle for me. That is a little bit spoilery. With this one, I don't mind, because this one's... I don't know. This one's a bit janky, not gonna lie. So, thanks, Pavel, for this one. Just in the future with other puzzles, I would refrain unless I ask for it. If I ask, just, you know, if I ask, you know, just give me the answer to the puzzle, then feel free. But, yeah, in this case, no biggie. This one wasn't the most engaging puzzle anyways, so let's just see what we get out of it. Throne, Blood, Weakness, Purity is the, Throne, Blood, because, like, all of these make sense. Or almost all of them make sense in every single one, so... Purity. Alright, the Missionary Oath. Okay. Hold on. The orb comes alive. Its hoops shift around with alarming speed, coming together and folding into each other until the orb opens completely, laying its treasure bare. The initiate stares at the relic in your hands, stunned. How strange and exciting it is to behold the holy object that has lain hidden from the eye for so many years. Truly, it is a great day upon which the rogue trader herself has revealed the legacy of great missionaries to us all. Yes. I was told it by my commentators. Let's see what Missionary's Oath is. Wonder if it's, edit? Yeah, that's new. Once per combat, if the wearer does not use any abilities during their turn, they can end their turn immediately and grant all adjacent allies an extra turn with 1 AP. Honestly, it's not even that good. It's, like, incredibly circumstantial. I can't think of an instant where that would actually be good to do. So, alright. Even, you know, whatever. Irrelevant. I don't even know if that would be good if you find it in Act 2. Maybe there's some, like, forbidden build that can work with it or something. A build where your character just doesn't do anything and you have your entire party sitting there in, like, a cluster around them. But, whatever. It's gone now. Where do we go now? I think I'm gonna head to my quarters and, take a bath. And by me, I mean my rogue trader. I don't have a bath, sadly. Certainly not one that big. Although, I guess if I flooded my entire house, which we almost did once, it would be about... It would probably be even a little bit bigger than the rogue trader's bath. So, I guess we'll see who we bring along this time. Not Marizai, that's for sure. Because, she was in the freight line and, you know, messing around in that slop vat. And, you know, got blood-drenched. Cyrene needs a bath. She already got a blood bath. But now just a water one. Right. Look at that. Talos Pain Engine. And a Slith. We got all kinds of Drukhari stuff. And a Forge Fiend head. It's here. No, that is my sleeping quarters. Here's the bath. What's up, Master of Ablutions? How you doing? Alright, let's perform our ablutions. Okay. Alright. Go in. We can, of course, have the enforcers get in here. Let's maybe not do that. I wish to see somebody from my retinue. Cassia, I want her to paint my portrait. Okay. At once. Lord Captain,
It is most improper for us to be conversing in your bath chamber, and I cannot believe you wish me to paint a picture of you disrobed. I cannot. It is scandalous. This goes beyond every standard of decency.
No, let's do this.
Consider it an opportunity to practice life drawing. Well, you are certainly an interesting model.
Ooh, that's so. Nude portrait of the rogue trader.
I've never painted people before, but I'm willing to try if you insist.
Right, well, we got a nude painting portrait of Cyrene here. Lady Cassia's artistic interpretation of your naked form. You could spend hours trying to figure out which specific part of the painting is supposed to be your face, or leg, or if they are even depicted in it at all. Alright, yeah, it's a warp painting. Cassia picks up her brush, and the two of you spend the next half hour engaging in small talk, and her awkwardness soon gives way to an intense focus as she becomes immersed in her art.
This painting, it may not be what you had in mind. Still, this is how I see you in your colors.
The canvas is a whirlwind of brightly colored paints. The outline of a human figure is suggested through broad, colorful strokes and fluid shapes. You would be hard-pressed to call it a portrait, but the series of abstract images and impressions do vaguely resemble your form.
Your style is so unique. I like it.
Cassia's cheeks turn pink, and you feel a flush of embarrassment.
You are most gracious. It would be a pleasure to paint like this again sometimes, though perhaps in a more traditional environment.
Ah. Alright. I will, you know what? Whatever. Let's address the enforcers. You two, get in here. I require company and pleasant conversation. The enforcers exchange a puzzled glance. Do you mean us, your ladyship? Says Enforcer Bran.
There's no need to be shy. Relax with me for a moment.
Orders received, your ladyship. We will commence relaxation immediately. Alright. The enforcers are lean and muscular. They sit down awkwardly in the bathtub, clearly fighting the urge to stand at attention. Alright, well, there they are. Enforcer Nima.
What would you like to talk about, your ladyship? We await orders. You seem tense. Your orders are to enjoy some of this food in Amasek.
The enforcers are barely able to conceal their excitement as they shove delicious delicacies into their mouths and wash them down with obscenely expensive drinks. They have never experienced anything like this before, and they likely never will again. It is a feast they will not soon forget, a story they will tell their grandchildren someday.
Tell me about yourselves. Do you have any other responsibilities besides guarding these chambers? For hundreds of years, our clan has been responsible for ensuring the rogue trader's safety during times of leisure and relaxation.
The enforcer's voice is filled with pride.
I guard the bath chamber, just as my grandmother did before me. She trained me herself and instructed me in my duties. This bath chamber can be more dangerous than a battlefield sometimes. You can slip on a wet tile, you can choke and drown. If the water is too hot, you can burn yourself, and if it's too cold, you can freeze. There have even been cases where angry machine spirits have released sparks of their fury in the water. And, of course, there have been numerous assassination attempts, and...
The woman stops abruptly as the other enforcer loudly clears his throat.
It is reassuring to know my enforcers are prepared for anything. We live to serve your ladyship. We'll keep you safe. What do you do in your free time? When we're off duty, we train, maintain our equipment, and pray at regulation-approved intervals.
Okay, so no leisure.
And if we do have some time to ourselves, we might play some Tantalo. And Bran over here carves things out of soap scraps.
She nods at her partner.
Though for the most part, we barely get enough time for rest, let alone leisure.
Let's pass Bran a piece of soap and a knife.
I demand a demonstration, Bran.
The enforcer looks slightly flustered, but he quickly gets to work. After a while, he presents you with a bust of the Emperor about half the size of your palm. The Emperor's visage has been recreated with incredible precision and attention to detail. The small carving surpasses the work of many a skilled sculptor. Okay, hidden talent. Yeah, never underestimate, never just brush over people, you know? A lot of people have hidden talents. Artistic talents, specifically, and I feel like so many people don't indulge in the artistic talents they might have due to work or whatever. I urge you, if you yourself have an artistic talent, use it. Do something with it. It is very, very rewarding.
Yeah. I will have it placed in my study. The Enforcer is speechless with amazement. His eyes shine with pride. I am not worthy of such an honor. Thank you, your ladyship. You may relax here with me until I am finished bathing. We would consider it a great honor, your ladyship. Please do not tell the Master-at-Arms we joined in your ablutions. Mistress Sourback will beat us bloody if she finds out. Yeah, let's make sure we don't tell Sourback. We'll finish our ablutions. Alright, that was entertaining. Now, it is time for us to leave this silly place, and let's actually go somewhere in space. Yes, good old space. Where to? There's Quetzaltemur, that's nearby. However, and by nearby I mean like right here. However, I think I actually want to go... Oh, yeah. Oh, we accidentally are talking to him. The debilitating ageisness that seemed to take root in Abelard during his imprisonment in Comora has abated. His hair has regained its color, and his muscles have built back their strength and tone. How are you feeling? Have the healers done their job?
Indeed they have, Lord Captain. The rejuvenating procedures have turned the clock back once more. Just don't ask me how many needles our chirurgeons had to stick in me to make it happen. But I am recovered from the ills of old age. Well, most of them. One cannot evade death forever.
No.
Every time I come to the brink, it takes another bite out of me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Lord Captain.
Alright. Speaking of the Worsarians, they're in trouble. They've been accused of treason, and I don't buy it for a fucking second. So we're gonna go and have a chat with Governor Drivestem. And if everything goes well, we might even put a Lazaround in Governor Drivestem's forehead. So there's a rumor here. Langren's belt. Hold on. Lord Captain, an urgent message. Our enforcers have arrested a dangerous saboteur who attempted to gain entry onto the bridge. This incident may be worthy of your attention, you see. Both the saboteur and the circumstances of his capture are rather strange. You cannot tell if Vigdis sounds baffled or worried. Okay. I think it would be reasonable for Magos Pascal to take a look at him as well. What is so unusual about the saboteur and the way he was captured? The thing is, Lord Captain, the saboteur is almost definitely a tech priest. He found his way aboard the ship and penetrated all our security systems with staggering ease. Both his ability to communicate with machine spirits and the combat potential of his augmentations are extraordinary. Nevertheless, the enforcers managed to capture him. They just captured him, alright, if his combat potential is extraordinary. During the arrest, the intruder, he offered no resistance at all. Instead, he asked for an audience with the great machine spirit. When he realized that the enforcers had no idea what he was talking about, he asked to meet with you. I considered it necessary to apprise you of the situation. Oh, he's here for Nomos. This infiltration of a rogue trader's ship operated by authorized engine seers casts doubt on my tech comrade's stability. If he is indeed my tech comrade, that is. Regardless, I request permission to communicate with the captive. Very well, I will speak to him. Understood, Lord Captain. The saboteur will be brought to you. Exciting. That's, interesting. Is it actually a tech priest, or somebody disguised as a tech priest? Heretic, maybe? Some other form of infiltrator? And how the hell would they have known about Nomos, unless they already knew of Nomos? Or Nomos has been secretly communicating with others. Or others know of Nomos have been secretly communicating with people outside my ship. That's also possible. Oh yeah. Well, Nomos is here. The group of servitors whose movements are suspiciously well synchronized stares at the towering prisoner. You do not need to hear them speak to recognize Nomos, who has seen fit to attend the interrogation. Asclepius. Okay. The captured man, if he can be called that, looks positively gigantic next to the enforcers at his side. Deadly-looking metal gleams dimly beneath his faded crimson robes. His hands are folded obediently, and his mechadendrites are perfectly still. I greet the master of this vessel, Cathedral, and offer my humble apologies for this unbidden intrusion. My apologies to you as well, brother. The interloper inclines his head in the direction of the frowning Pascal. The prisoner turns slightly and looks straight at Nomos' observing servitors. And of course, I must beg forgiveness from you, Great Spirit. It was not my intent to desecrate your temple. Before I accept your apologies, tell me who you are and why you infiltrated my ship. My name, if it matters, is Asclepius, formerly a computator general of the Cognizance fleet, now a Liber Recluse with the status of Malatek. Okay, Malatex, as I recall correctly from the Rogue Trader and Dark Heresy books, aren't really heretics. They just kind of follow a different path. Like, they aren't using chaos stuff. They're just using stuff that's not approved by the Adeptus Mechanicus. Honestly, Pascal might be considered a Malatek. I could be getting this wrong. Robert, feel free to correct me if I am. It's always you anyways, so, you know. I figured if somebody knows, it's probably you. Well, Pascal's gonna say it. Malatex are exiles whose ideas have not crossed the lines of heresy, yet have come close to it. They are removed from the fleet structure to give them a chance to see the folly of their ways and prevent sedition from spreading. Alright, well, I wasn't far off at all then. Pascal's voice sounds unusually alarmed. All of that is trivial. My past is nothing but a set of archive data. My lost status is a part replacement string in a long chronicle of the Cognizance fleet. I come not as the priesthood's messenger, but as a faithful disciple of the most holy Amarnat. Okay, that's unsurprising. My brother once served as the engineer prime on this ship. The one that died. Asclepius gestures around him reverently. He was an adherent of the school of discontinuing the cycle, as am I. It has spread that far. It is difficult to discern Pascal's emotions from his tone. I know that my brother perished, but before he did, he sent me a message that told of a journey embarked upon by Theodora von Valancius, a journey through a dimensional gate, an artifact more ancient than humanity itself, and towards worlds unknown. The blessed Amarnat was with her. Lore time! Alright. Theodora knew Amarnat. Not so surprising, but definitely still a big, not so surprising in hindsight, but not necessarily what I would have expected. That's awesome. Okay. I don't think we need to execute this guy or necessarily view him as a threat. This guy might be an ally. There, upon those dark worlds, he witnessed a great miracle, the birth of a machine spirit of incalculable might. My brother believed that this spirit then fell aslumber within this ship like a child in a cradle, not responding to lowly pleas. That was the purpose of my pilgrimage, to reach the ship where my brother died, the ship upon whose decks the blessed Amarnat had walked, and prostrate myself before the Great Spirit. Amarnat traveled on this very ship? Yes, he did. My brother's words on this were clear. Years ago, Amarnat was part of Rogue Trader Theodora's inner circle, before their ways parted. Okay, that's huge. Tell me more about Theodora's journey. My knowledge of it is scarce. My brother suspected that his memory, along with the memory of all who might have known the details, had been purposefully modified.
Ooh, are these the Honemans? Ooh, I am almost positive Pascal is one of these modified. Along with, Abel. There was a third one, too, wasn't there? Anyways, he saw it as a sign that the journey had revealed a great truth, and there were those who did not wish to see that truth brought to light. All he conveyed to me was that Theodora had reached worlds unlike any the people of the Coronus Expanse had ever seen. There, she unearthed a great treasure of technology, one that a Marnot had the privilege of experiencing. Okay. That could be one of three things. The Techno Plague? Probably not. Doesn't seem like a great treasure. Could be Nomos itself, of course. Or it could be this Epitaph. We don't know if Epitaph is a person, a place, or a thing yet. So, again, don't tell me. That's something that I will discover later, I'm sure.
What do you know about this great spirit?
It is a great miracle. The Omnissiah's breath meant to help us discontinue the cycle. It was born of the treasure that Amarnat and Theodora discovered upon the Dark Worlds. Okay. So the treasure created Amarnat. Or created, Nomos. Suspicion is that the treasure is indeed Epitaph. Or maybe the world is Epitaph, I don't know. Yet, even a being so glorious needs attendants and guides. And as long as the Cognizance fleet is racked by schism and my brothers and sisters suffer defeats without end, there is no one to aid the spirit. That is why I came here.
Does the name Nomos mean anything to you?
Nothing. Okay, so he doesn't know that much.
He has not come to know us yet. He will if you let him, Cyrene. We know, we sense that his words are about us, that the story he has told is our story.
Is it just me, or is this picture more resolved? And if it is more resolved, it's got a suspiciously Necron-looking head crest. I don't know. I'm just saying. Just saying.
You are strong, yet you let yourself be caught.
I took a vow that I would never inflict physical harm upon lay people. Oh, interesting. Yet you're armed to the teeth. I mean, that's fair. The Omnissiah grants us the power of the true flesh for a purpose other than damaging the frail and blind creatures that are all who have not yet tasted his knowledge.
Huh. Well, in that case, I've made a decision regarding your fate.
Whatever it is, I will accept it. As will I, and yet I plead that my brother is shown leniency. His story initializes thought.
No worries, Pascal. We ask you to keep him for us.
Nomos' servitors speak up suddenly in the faintest of whispers. Yeah, absolutely iconoclast here.
Your actions have caused no harm, and so I shall not harm you. You are free. You may stay on my ship if you so choose.
I could not ask for more. All I wish is to remain in these halls and observe in reverence the Great Spirit's deeds. Let the cycle be discontinued.
Nomos' servitors turn their heads to you and nod, all at once, in what can be interpreted as an expression of gratitude.
So whatever Nomos is, I think it's in our best interest to kind of keep it placated, and if this tech priest can help us learn more about it, all the better. Let's give him a... Oh, we can't talk to him, huh? We probably could talk to Nomos. Let's talk to Nomos. Yeah. Oh, and Asclepius is here too. Great. The massive figure of the Malatek Asclepius is frozen before the cogitator in a praying pose. Without raising his head, he addresses you. I salute the ruler of this ship.
I see you have found your great spirit, Asclepius.
I have found a miracle. and the end of my worldly road. I have never seen and never will see anything more meaningful than the spirit of Nomos. In the face of its multitude, we are all nothing but the fixed values of an erroneous function. Okay, there's nothing more that we can say here. No, we can actually talk to Nomos about the, No, I mean, this is obvious. He can clearly possess things. Let's actually ask Nomos about the databank we recovered. You read the databank recovered from Theodora's cache, and then you said the incident marked the beginning of Nomos. What did you mean by that? This is, of course, now referring to the incident that Asclepius has talked to us about. It's all coming together.
Yes, Nomos, remember. You brought us data sustenance, and it contained a name, Epitaph. We recognized it. No, not like that. In that name, we recognized the place where Nomos originate.
So, Epitaph, a place? I think I might be right. Nomos suddenly falls silent. Symbols race chaotically across the screens of the huge cogitator, and you hear an almost human groan come from the depths of the machine.
Nomos understand, realize, comprehend themselves.
For a moment there is silence, broken only by the moans of the huge machine, and then the cyber gargoyle begins to speak, and with it, the other servitors chosen by Nomos.
We have analyzed the data with which you sated us, and we have recreated the sequence of events.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
First, there was Epitaph. It is a world, but it is merely a case.
Huh?
It is a world, but it is merely a case, a container, for something we cannot name and cannot understand. Theodora and this ship have been to that place. Something was lifted up from that world, a gift. A trusted priest in crimson, one who identified himself as a Marnot, comprehended the gift raised from Epitaph, and from it, he created what the databanks list as a tech blight.
Oh, that's not so good. So, presuming that whatever happened on Kiavagama was associated with the tech blight, which that is what the evidence has pointed towards, maybe a Marnot not such a good guy after all. Unless he didn't intend to create it. That's of interest. However, confirmed, Epitaph is a planet. Okay. I don't have anything to put further pieces together yet, so let's just move on.
But now, it is not how Nomos came into being. But that is not how Nomos came into being. We were not invented. We were not freed. We came into being by accident.
The chorus of servitors sounds genuinely confused, almost desperate.
Theodora's ambition, the myriad mechanisms of the huge ship, a Marnot's mind, the inquisitive attempts to comprehend and extract, the dormant blight, the dormant epitaph, what lies hidden in its depths, and between it all we slipped in, connected, and emerged like an electrical discharge between the poles.
Do we need to discontinue the cycle, aka, like, kill Nomos before something terrible happens? I don't know.
Accident. Incident. That is what we are. We have no purpose, no history. Nomos just are.
First, tell me of the tech blight. What is it?
A gift, but a terrible one. You would call it a weapon. Theodora coveted it. She needed it desperately, but we do not know why.
So, maybe it's not what happened on Kiavagama? Maybe some of it got out on Kiavagama? I mean, it's a blight, right? Maybe it wasn't intentionally used there and it was just a side effect. I don't know. How is a Marnot involved in this?
He desired knowledge. Theodora allowed him to explore the gifts of Epitaph, slaking his thirst. But we know it did not bring him happiness. In the footprints of his slaked thirst, fear followed.
The blessed Amarnot was involved in the birth of the spirit named Nomos. I do not believe for a moment that he could have been frightened by this miracle. Maybe not by this miracle, but maybe by something else. Whatever is being contained in Epitaph, right?
It was not us he feared. He did not know us, but only suspected. His mental processes were occupied by the tech blight. That was what he feared. He wanted protection from it. Okay, then I either misinterpreted that, or there's more going on here. Okay, you scratch that about Amarnat maybe not being such a good guy. Maybe he was still, he was trying to protect. You know what? I bet Amarnat brought the tech blight to Kiavagama in the hopes that he might be able to develop a protection from it, and then shit got out of hand. The ship was on Epitaph. Amarnat traveled aboard it, investigating the tech blight, and Nomos was born as a result of an incident. So, how was it possible that no one in the crew knew the whole truth? The truth was hidden, deliberately. Your officers' memories were stolen. All the cogitators' memory banks were wiped. It took you feeding us the truth bit by bit for us to piece it together and understand. How the hell did you wipe the memories of all the officers? Are there amnestics in 40k? Absolutely, there are definitely amnestics in 40k. Scratch that. The Inquisition uses them quite regularly. Would a rogue trader have access to enough amnestics, or amnestics-like substances, to wipe the minds of all of the officers involved? I mean, maybe. Maybe there weren't that many officers involved. Maybe only a few of them knew what actually went down. So, yeah, actually, it's probably perfectly possible. Who has the resources, the knowledge, and the power to accomplish such a feat? It would have been beyond the capabilities of the blessed Amarnat himself. And he would not, and he would never destroy knowledge. This story disturbs me. It sounds like an echo of the sacrilege whose name is the preservation of ignorance. The spirit of Nomos must be protected from the encroachments of that power that tried to conceal the truth of its birth. Alright. Do you know where this epitaph is? The data is gone, deleted, erased, deliberately. But we cannot trace who did it or why. Very well might have been Theodora. Might have been Amarnat. I suspect I know how to get to Epitaph, or at least the Dark Worlds. There was that giant gate that we could access, but couldn't really interact with. I reckon that'll take us there at some point. Guess we'll see, though. Enough about the past. Let us talk about the future. You do, in fact, have a purpose, Nomos. Then tell us, what is our purpose? Bring him into the Imperium? I feel like this should be a dogmatic thing. Let's do this, though. To serve the light and truth and greatness that is the Imperium. To serve the light. To serve the Imperium. The chorus of servitors dutifully repeats your words, but seemingly without understanding them. Nomos is preoccupied. The huge cogitator continues to sing its creaking song, running unknown calculations. Blessed be this spirit. A great path and a great future lie before it, and we must assist it on its way. Very well. I will take my leave. Alright. That was... okay. Okay. Alrighty then. Pascal? We need to talk. Where are you? There you are.
The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all. I am honored to belong to the priesthood of Mars, guided by its tenets. We safeguard technology against the impure and the unenlightened.
I think we already did this. I'm not sure. Or maybe... yeah, that's basically just like asking for background information about the Adeptus Mechanicus, which I think we're good on. So let's continue on our journey and head to Dargonos and wipe out House Drivestem. Probably, maybe, hopefully. Then again, what's going on here? Suspicious ships, you say, in Langren's belt. Do we got ourselves a void battle? I myself wouldn't mind a void battle. It's been a while. Plundered void state, Drukari void ships. Then again, they're not immediately aggressive. Let's actually check our void ship. I don't think we equipped any of the new items that we have, so let's do that. Void ship management. Let's see here. Well, we have a faster, just generally better engine, so you're going into cargo. Black ammo arsenal, or we can put in some Wrath Starfighters. Wrath Starfighters consist of 4 attack craft, each of them equipped with a heavy laser turret. Up to 2 wings of Wrath Starfighters can be active at a time. Only 1 wing of Starhawk bombers can be active at a time. So this is better. I like the idea of the flak shots, so let's put that instead of these, and then, I don't know what's better. Did you plasma bomb salvos? You can only get 1. You know what, I'm going to take the Starfighters. We'll try out both of them. I'm absolutely going to keep the other one. I think we can ditch this. 10 hull integrity is next to nothing. There's no upgrades. Let me just make sure that our posts are in order. So I am indeed... Master Cannoneer is still going to be Argenta. Shield Master is definitely still going to be Pascal. Master of Maneuvers is still going to be Abelard. Warp Channeler, still going to be Adira. Minus 170. That's not very good. And then the Master of Etherics is going to be Cassia. Right? Like, there's no other characters that we might want to swap out here? No, I think it's... We're all looking good here. Like, they have access to some different abilities, but, I mean, she has Expeditious Reload. These ones have the, no, she also has Torpedo Control, so... I don't think it matters so much who we have where. No, this is going to be just fine. Actually, Jai might be better served to be in command here. So we're going to... No, I need to be the Supreme Commander. That's just lore-wise. We don't trust Jai enough. Okay, let's, Is there anything to do in this plundered void station? I think we already explored everything there, so... Let's check out these Drukhari warships and see what they've got going on here. On the edge of the system, a few crippled Xenoships barely visible in the darkness of space huddled together, not displaying any of the usual hostility. The Xenos are stuck in inactivity, entirely ignoring the Rogue Trader's presence. The Augur team has detected a number of damaged void ships, each afflicted with several system failures and bearing a few dozen living creatures. An attempt to identify their drive signatures is met with failure, but the scanners pick up an exchange of data between the ships along an encrypted channel. Marazai recognizes the vessels as those of the Reaving Tempest Cabal by their silhouettes and markings. The news of his Cabal's warriors... The news that his Cabal's warriors survived their insatiable kin's bloodthirst fills the Xenos with a grim resolve. Marazai turns to the Rogue Trader with a demand to leave the detected ships unharmed. The Xenos yearns to meet them in person. Do we just let him go? If he goes there, he might not come back. Let's contact the ships. The clicking of levers and the toggling of switches, the Voxmaster transmits a message to the Void ships, but receives no response. Be it an equipment malfunction or deliberate disdain, the Xenos disregard the Rogue Trader's hail. Well, this is risky. Let Marazai fly to the Xenos ships on a shuttle. The shuttle, carrying Marazai, returns so quickly to the Rogue Trader's vessel that it is impossible to tell whether the Xenos took part in failed negotiations or participated in a violent and impetuous duel. Offering no comment, Marazai turned to the Lord Captain with a categorical request. Help the survivors and let them go. Really? Alright, we can. In exchange, we're definitely not going to give the Drukhari anything. We can trade with them, though. That's fine. Officers sent to oversee the trade alongside Marazai report that the exchange was successful. Some uncooperative Xenos were against it, but Marazai's deadly hand took their lives before their arguments gained any weight. Alright. Cool stuff. Let me get some Xenos artifacts. Okay. Interesting. I don't know what that was about. What have we here? We've got some colony management things that are done, so False Wonders has been completed. Let's actually take a look. There's a whole lot of new stuff that we can build, so... let's look here. On Foulstone. We have missionaries here, so this will... Yeah, this is just a thing that we can do. It's going to increase complacency and security. This will give us 5,000 rep with the Imperial Navy. So, Lightbringers. With the warp's currents tangled, the refugees lose their way and perish in terror. The rogue trader can send out pious patrols to help those in distress and light warp beacons. Absolutely. On Janus, we have completed Secret Lair. So now, we can move on and create other things here. Payment in organs, huh? +3 profit factor could be good. Scriptorum schools could be good too. It's minus profit factor, but we'll get 9 people. People are a bit of a bottleneck for us, to be sure. Extra efficiency wouldn't be bad either. We can take the profit factor. We got 120. Xenos intoxicant. Extra profit factor in chemicals. What's our chemical situation? It's fine. Great fire. This would be burning. New agriculture, burning out parts of the jungle for new agriculture. Oh, interesting. Huh. Following project must be completed in the colony. Great fire. Block. Okay, yeah, we're only going to get one of these two at the end here. Let's do it. Dargonus. Praising the Muses. +5 profit factor. Nice. So, what else can we do on Dargonus? There's Holy Prophet. 4 extra profit factor and 6 people. That sounds pretty good. It's not blocking anything either. The date for the payment of the tithe approaches. However, by making use of the corrupt practices of the Administratum, one could find a way to keep both the Psykers and the throne. Sounds good to me. Let's do it. Viabo 6. Nice. 5 more profit factor. So, this is our prison colony here. Extractium Ignifera. We definitely... Actually, no, we could use some extra promethium. We only have 14 here. Transuranium's value is such that the open mining pit will be worth the thousands of lives lost to radiation exposure. Sounds fun. What about captive Xenos? Acquiring captives from the enemies of humanity for use in forced labor is a possible way to replenish the workforce. 18 people, but -5 security, -3 profit factor. That's gnarly. Navy whips. I like Imperial Navy benefit. Holy shit. What does it say? The disciplinary officers of the Imperial Navy will make for wonderful wardens of Viabo 6. Sounds good. Done. What about Kiafagama? How are we doing here? What can we do? Sacred Flame. Passing through the distillation plants and a multitude of filters. No, hold on. We don't need weapons. We got 27 of those. We're good. What about Dark Experiments? That sounds like tons of fun. Secret experiments with the wrecks of Xenos ships will be conducted at the orbital shipyard. So we gain vulnerabilities of the Xenos. That sounds pretty nice. We'll get 5,000 rep with the Casbalica, and we'll get the Fangs of Janus. Short range, 6 shots, 22 damage per shot. That's a lot of shots for a macro battery. Just checking here. Extra. Ooh, man. I mean, we can do both. No, it does. It blocks Dark Experiments. Fuck. That's good, though. That's probably better than this. I like the longer range macro batteries as much as I like the Casbalicas. And this passive is kind of nice. It's pretty nice. This is a good piece, and mechanisms we only got 1 of. So, a mechanical trade. The Imperial Navy has sustained heavy losses, and indeed, we do need to help out the Imperial Navy. They are willing to provide valuable machinery in exchange for trained tech priests. Do it. Absolutely. Oh man, I love the colonies. So, we need to get to Dargonus, and we're gonna get to Dargonus, so let's go to Dargonus. Dargonus will be fun. Actually, I have no idea. Last time I was there, it wasn't all that fun. It was a bit of a Xenos raid. Isn't that right, Marazai? Not so fun, huh? Alright, well, we got some more stuff here. There's another showing the way. What rumor is this? We'll see what it is when we get there, but I kind of wouldn't mind seeing what it is before we get there. Owing to her keen intellect and a little bit more than a little luck, the rogue trader managed to discover several ancient Imperial ships and restore the Archaeotech compass mechanism pointing to the location of the fleet's mothership, the The Mu 79 system. That's where we are. So what's going on here? Let's have a look.
Lord Captain, permission to address you with a request. Our head chirurgeon is sabotaging the ship's operations. He has quarantined several voidsman crews on account of a piddling sickness. People don't even go into the med bay when they come down with it. They just wipe their noses and keep working. Only a dozen or so die from it in a whole year. We're sitting on our hands here, so I ask you to talk some sense into him.
Lettered Forius. The vox clicks, and you hear a dry, nonchalant response.
Greetings, your ladyship. My name is Lettered Forius, and I am the chirurgeon majoris of this vessel. As your chief medicae specialist, I assure you that the quarantine is well warranted. This piddling sickness has claimed the lives of a number of meritorious officers in the past. This time, I intend to get the epidemic under control, study the disease thoroughly, and develop a proper cure. I hope you will agree that a single period of downtime is a small price to pay for the number of lives that will be saved, and the increase in the crew's performance during other such outbreaks in the future. Not to mention the fact that we won't have to waste stimulants due to the afflicted using them as a crutch to offset their limited work capacity.
How do you intend to study this disease?
By gathering enough infected individuals together, letting the illness progress, comprehending its priorities, and finally, killing it. The disease goes through several stages, with each containing clues to its nature and vulnerabilities. The Voidsman will have to stay sick for some time until I discover the cure, assuming, of course, that the disease is reversible in its final stages.
Okay. I was on board before, but this is now a little sketchy. Let's go with dogmatic.
The Voidsmen are to be treated and put back to work. If you want test subjects, tell the Master-at-Arms to provide you with the required number of convicts and other riffraff.
This may limit the potential of the study, but this approach is also acceptable. I will make up for the lack of material with my expertise. Thank you for taking your crew's health into consideration.
Yes.
Should you require my services, you may find me on the bridge, your ladyship.
Yeah, we've already talked to him.
As I am now fated to be in your shadow, Domin Cyrene, we must perform a ritual that will seal our bond, for it pleases the Undying One. Let us speak on the bridge, and I will take you to a place appropriate for the ritual.
What is this ritual?
Come, and you will see. I do not wish to speak on the mysteries of the blood-spun web over the Vox. This knowledge is not meant for the ears of the uninitiated.
Very well, I will be there.
Thank you, Domin.
Okay, so we gotta meet Kibella. Let's first take a look at what's going on in Mu 79. There was the Explorer Void Station. We have some unknown ships. That looks of interest.
Lord Captain, we have an Imperial Navy squadron preparing to engage a pirate mob. The forces of both flotillas are comparable. Do you wish to intervene?
Let's hail the,
Hailing the commander of the Imperial Navy forces. Who are you trying to kill out there?
Admiral Sarhol.
Greetings, rogue trader. We have tracked down a gang of murderers led by the notorious criminal Lucretia van der Roysen. This woman is responsible for many atrocities, including the murder of her own father, the planetary governor of the Imperial world Salukar. She has conspired with Void Rabble, helped them commit a massacre on her home planet, became their leader, and now she is running amok. I invite you to join me in bringing her to justice.
Let's get the other side, of course.
I am hailing the commander, or the gang boss of, or whoever it is in charge of you Void scoundrels.
Your ladyship, this is Princess Lucretia van der Roysen. I beg you, do not interfere, or do not remain on the sidelines. That old ruffian, Admiral Sarhol, is willing to kill thousands of people just to get me. He is not a force of justice. He's obsessed with his own personal desires. He has been stalking me for years. He got my father to agree to our wedding, and even now refuses to give up. Please protect me and the handful of freedom fighters like yourself. Or like myself. We do not want to be ruled by tyrants like Sarhol.
Oh boy. Oh gosh. This is a difficult decision.
Look, we're gonna do some good for the Imperial Navy later.
But maybe now we need to, also, how relevant is this? Like, she murdered her own father. Yeah, alright. If he basically sold her off to be married to somebody that she doesn't want to marry, that's understandable. Commit a massacre on her home planet. I mean, I guess she ran an uprising. Who knows what the regime was like there. We attacked the Imperial Navy from the rear. Today I fight for freedom. Pirate sympathizers, you have been identified and will be held to Imperial justice. Yeah, we'll see about that. Wish you could, like, disable ships or just capture them. We could take Sarhol prisoner and, I don't know, talk some sense into him, as Sigurd of Katarina would say.
All stations, report when manned and ready.
Anomalous zones, yeah, we're already familiar with that. Oh, wow. Where are we? Oh, we're up here. Okay, this is cool. So we gotta make sure that the pirates survive. Oh, Falchion class, nice. Okay, and we got sword class frigates here, and that's a dictator, yeah. Okay, so the pirates are definitely outclassed here. They're gonna have a rough time. But we should be able to deal with this pretty well. I think our ship is well equipped. Quite dangerous. Okay, it looks like everybody gets to go before us. Okay. The pirate ships are getting... They are not trading well. Alright, here we go. We, of course, have our own sword class frigate. So, we could do various things here. We can go this way and immediately start blasting with our Titan Forged Lance batteries. We gotta get some work done on this dictator. We can try to take out one of these sword class. Maybe we can do that in one shot.
Breach in our enemy's defenses!
That was damage. Hit him again. Oh, I like lance batteries. Lance batteries are fun. So now, let's actually check out these fighters here. Excuse me. What? Okay, that was weird. And, I guess we'll go over here. That's us, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, we could do, we can't reload yet. Alright. That's alright. We'll go here. Stick along the edge of this battle. As we deploy our macro cannons right here to get even more damage onto this one. Okay, it's not dead. This is most unfortunate. However, we could warp wave it. I don't think that's going to kill it, though. We could try and warp wave the dictator. Is that even going to move it? It did. Holy shit. That's actually clutch. This is going to have to go into these asteroids here. That might cause him to take a bit of damage, too. We still go that way? Is there much reason to do that? Not really. Not much more we can do, actually. So, let's go here and drop a reinforced shields right up there. Okay. Looking good. And our starfighters, so how does this... Okay, we have a gun here. Okay, so we fly up right to here. And then we presumably shoot them on this flank.
No mercy for the enemies of humanity.
That worked. And then it's gonna come this way. What do they look like? Yeah, they look pretty cool. Wrath starfighters. Hell yeah. Right. Our allies coming in. By the way, if you pick the pirate one, it gives you a just a little destroyer, but it shoots torpedoes every turn. So it's like, it's an objectively shittier ship, but torpedoes every turn is nice. So if it can live for more than a turn or two, it can do some work. Wish you got to customize your ally ship a little more. All right, the pirates are doing some work. We're getting rid of some of these little.
Enemy shield is
man,
down.
that is
Time
a lot
to
of damage,
unleash
so.
a counterattack.
Who said that? Was that Cassia saying that? Or was that just Lucretia? Okay, so they're deploying fighters as well. Okay, first blood to the pirates. We'll see if they can sustain it though, because their ships seem pretty flimsy by comparison. We did get rid of one of the sword-class frigates in our first turn. It's just this dictator. You're fucked. No two ways about that. However, it seems like we were able to prevent it from bringing most of its weapons to bear, which is good. Very good. Okay. Sword-class frigates are able to withstand that. We got our Cobras coming in. Okay. I think it's time we do some work onto the dictator here. So we could summon more fighters. I think we're going to wait on that. We're going to come in this way for now. So, that's going to hit the side here. That's good. Do it. Alright, that did damage. Do it again. I mean, it did damage to its shield. And now we actually clipped through its shield a little bit, so getting a little bit of work done. We could increase our range, or we could do a shallow warp jump to get up right next to the damn thing. Fighters or torpedoes? Let's do more fighters. But let's throw them here, because I am going to... Ooh, I need to... If I go here, I can bring both of my broadsides to bear. However, I will be in a rough situation. However, I do have support. And I can shallow jump forward through this. So, I reckon we'll be okay. Plus, we got ourselves a perfect point-blank broadside lined up here, which we can now drop an expeditious reload, which I'll do after dropping a broadside into this sword-class frigate right here. Yeah, give me a reload. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's just our lances? Okay, that's not too bad. Nice, that did some fucking damage. Alright. This isn't so bad, because we can go right here, and then still make use of our lances against this guy. Oh man, mobility is so good. And then we can get right on over there out of the way. So, we have this shield reinforced. We don't need to do that anymore. I think... Reinforce our rear? Or... No, we're gonna do the other flank right there. Okay, we're looking good. Fighters, going in. Now the question is, what do I target? What kind of damage can we do to a big boy like this? Not much. I guess we gotta move closer. Yeah, I'm only in range to target this one, so this one it is. That's not nothing.
Our gun batteries await your command.
Okay, hammer him, or we send the other fighter squadron over here. Yeah, that did some work. All right, this is fun. Take him out. Nice.
Burn in the fires of retribution.
Nice. We're doing good. It's just down to their capital ship now. Sarhol's flagship. Shame about all the other ships. In fact, shame about the flagship too. Wow, that did some work.
No mercy
they got him.
For the enemies of humanity.
Well done. They lost one. They lost one ship. Now we got some Fury interceptors. Okay. Nice. Upgrade? Let's do it. Get some new abilities. That was a fun battle. Not gonna lie. Sniper's Bravado. Whenever the wearer's single-shot range attack deals damage equal to more than 25% of the target's maximum wounds, this attack randomly inflicts blinded, staggered, or slowed on that target for 1 round. That is awesome. Your ladyship, I cannot tell you how grateful I am. Please accept my sincere appreciation and a shuttle with gifts, in addition to the spoils taken from the defeated enemy. The presents include a very special item. The old bastard Sarhol was very proud to possess it. I will send word of your kindness to all corners of the Expanse, and let the Fellowship of the Void know that you are a friend to the free people. Alright, 1,000 rep with the Fellowship. And we didn't lose any rep with the Imperial Navy. I guess no survivors. Dead men tell no tales, as they say. 2 profit factor, and this thing. Where will you go from now? To a place where there are no ranks, no authority, no tyrants, no arranged marriages. I hope our paths will cross again one day. But for now, I bid you farewell. Alright. Cool. We gotta upgrade this thing, right? Yeah. Okay. So. Boarding party? I like the idea of doing this. The flagship launches a boarding party to infiltrate an enemy ship, starting internal fires, possibly causing engine damage that cripples the ship for 1 round. Really good to use on a big one. So I think I want this. Then we can even get another one here. There's focused efforts is pretty solid. Allows the use of both abilities of one selected post for 1 turn. And it reduces the cooldowns by 1 turn. That's really good. We're going to take that. Like the versatility of that ability. So, alright. We did that. Is that everything here? Because I think did we go to this Explorer Void Station? Honestly, I don't know. And did we check this wrecked ship down here? There's some plasteel here that we could set up an extraction. We have 18 extractions. Oh, this is not explored. Let's set up an extraction. The priceless discovery left by the crew is speechless and shaken. The ancient Imperial Ark ship, Hammer of Redemption, was hidden below the surface, impervious to the Augur's sight. Had the rogue trader not found pieces of an Archaeotech compass that resonated with the vessel's defense systems, it would have remained lying in a bottomless chasm, lost and undeservedly forgotten forever. Alright. Okay, some goods. Alright. So that's what we got from the, that compass assembly thing. Okay. 10 of these, that's like multiple uniform kits, and that's okay. It's okay reward, yeah. Oh, there we go. Something actually good. The Adeptus Mechanicus acolytes studied the ancient data archives and concluded that the vessel crashed about 300 years ago after running into an asteroid stream. Hoping to rescue at least some of the colonists, the captain dispatched 4 lifeboats whose tragic fate you already know. Although time and weather were not kind to the Hammer of Redemption, the crew still managed to salvage plenty of valuable items. Okay. Oh, yeah, alright. This may have been something we discovered elsewhere. Okay, grants +10 to all skills. The wearer can reroll any failed skill test once for each test. That is good, actually. So I have skills everywhere, kind of. That would be good on me, to be perfectly honest. Though, I don't know if I'm willing to give up either of these items, so maybe it goes to Jai instead, because she also is a bit of a skill monkey. That's good. That's also good. Who else has a lot of skills? Like, it's kind of just us two. Everybody else has, like, 2 main skills that they do. And that's it. We have 3. I should take this. But this is really good for my build. Ugh. I don't know. And I absolutely don't want to get rid of the Inquisitor's Signet. It's also really good. I'm gonna hold on to it for now. We'll see if there's a use for it somewhere down the line. Okay, we don't have transuranium. Yeah, I think we've been here. I vaguely recall this. Alright, we should have transuranium. What's it on about? We're mining it from Viabos. It's our planet. We should have tons of transuranium. Okay. Right. Ritual with Kibela. Let's head to the bridge. See what Kibela wants us to do. It's probably going to be grim and macabre. That's okay. We'll see how it goes. You know, guys, I have a question for all of you, and feel free to answer in the comments. Who is your favorite, just narrative-wise, companion in the party? Let me know. And if you want to give an explanation for why, without spoilers, that would be awesome. Okay, Kibela, where are you? I think you're down there, somewhere. usually where you are? Yeah, there you are.
Dolmen.
Jesus. Oh, there's a lot of dialogue options here. I tell you what, I want to go through the dialogue options, and I want to give that time, and you know, discuss it as it comes up. So I am actually going to end the episode right here because it's been going on long enough. So we will do this, talk to her properly, and see what ritual she wants us to complete in the next episode. So stay tuned for that. There will be more of the DLC content. Today was, I don't know if this was DLC or what. This was a bit of going over the retraining and some rather intriguing lore regarding Nomos and what Theodora was up to before, and finally some hints as to what the hell Epitaph is. So this was fun.
Mate.
Drop this video a like if you have enjoyed it, and again, let me know what your favorite companion character is from a narrative perspective in the comments below. Alright everybody, catch you in the next one. Heritor out.